In the summer of 1944, amidst the chaos of the Normandy campaign, a U.S. Army pilot named Major Charles Carpenter rewrote the definition of combat reconnaissance. Flying a Piper L-4 Grasshopper, a lightweight, unarmed observation plane, Carpenter did the unthinkable. He strapped bazookas to its wings and took the fight directly to the enemy. What followed was one of the most audacious personal campaigns in World War II history, and it earned him the nickname Bazooka Charlie. In July 1944, Carpenter had just landed from a reconnaissance mission when he was ordered to scout for a new airfield near the front. Leaving his yet untested bazooka-equipped Grasshopper behind, he jumped into a jeep and sped toward the fighting near Avranches. Rounding a bend, he saw a platoon of 5 M4 Sherman tanks retreating under heavy German artillery fire. Carpenter was shocked. He had flown over this area recently and had seen no signs of a strong German force. Sensing a mistake, he accelerated and reached the front line, where disorganized U.S. infantry had taken cover in a ditch. "What's happening?" he asked. A soldier responded grimly. "The Americans had tried to take a bridge but were overwhelmed. There are hundreds of them." Carpenter wasn't convinced. As shells exploded nearby, Carpenter dashed to the lead Sherman tank and manned the .50 caliber machine gun. The tank commander protested, but Carpenter, flashing his pilot badge and claiming aerial intel, insisted. "There aren't that many. We can take them." When the commander refused, Carpenter delivered an ultimatum. "Either you move or I'll shoot you." Faced with the pilot's conviction and his weapon, the tank rolled forward toward the bridge. Carpenter led the charge atop the Sherman, exchanging fire with German MG-42 positions. Coordinating with the tank crew, he called out targets as they advanced, blasting enemy machine gun nests and forcing the Germans to retreat. One by one, the Shermans reached the city. Carpenter shouted orders like a seasoned platoon leader. "Watch the flanks, stay tight." American forces stormed into the town, overran abandoned enemy positions, and secured the German 88mm guns. But the fighting wasn't over. While patrolling the outskirts of the town, Carpenter spotted what he thought was an enemy tank in the field. He ordered an immediate strike, only to realize too late that it was a friendly Sherman with a mine-clearing dozer blade. Before he could cancel the order, the cannon fired. The shell hit the blade harmlessly, but Carpenter was horrified. Furious tank commanders ordered his arrest. Back at base, he was jailed and threatened with court-martial, even execution, but instead of a firing squad, Carpenter received the Silver Star, personally recommended by General George Patton, who said Carpenter was exactly the kind of soldier he wanted in his army. Enter Rosie the Rocketer. By September 1944, Carpenter was flying combat missions in his modified Piper L-4, now nicknamed Rosie the Rocketer, tribute to the 6 bazookas mounted beneath its wings. As the Battle of Arracourt unfolded, radio reports warned of an approaching German armored column, including Panthers and Panzer IVs. Heavy fog initially obscured the battlefield, but Carpenter caught a break. A clearing revealed the Panthers advancing toward American headquarters, with GIs hiding in a nearby riverbed. Without hesitation, Carpenter dove straight at the lead tank and unleashed his rockets. He missed. As Carpenter pulled up, German troops opened fire with small arms, ripping holes through Rosie's wings. Undeterred, he banked around for another run. This time, he scored a direct hit. Rockets struck the top armor of a Panther, sending flames shooting from its hatches as the crew bailed out. He made multiple passes, targeting half-tracks and additional tanks, flying so low that U.S. soldiers on the ground could see his face. Each time he exhausted his rockets, Carpenter returned to base, reloaded, and launched again. By afternoon, he spotted a formation of Panzer IVs flanking 4 unsuspecting M18 Hellcats. Carpenter dove low, firing rockets and alerting the Hellcat crews to the ambush. Moments later, American tanks spun around and fired back, catching the Germans off guard and halting the surprise attack. Thanks to Carpenter's fearless flying and improvised firepower, 6 U.S. soldiers who had been stranded made it back to safety. Word spread fast, and the name Bazooka Charlie became legend. His trusty Grasshopper, Rosie the Rocketer, was believed lost after the war, sold as surplus. But in 2017, aviation historian Joe Scheil discovered the aircraft hanging from the ceiling of an Austrian museum, painted in civilian colors. The museum had no idea it possessed one of World War II's most iconic planes. The Collings Foundation restored Rosie to her wartime configuration. She now flies proudly again, bearing her original paint scheme and name, hand-painted by Carpenter's granddaughter, on display at the American Heritage Museum. Major Charles Carpenter redefined what one man and a light recon plane could do in war. With creativity, courage, and a touch of madness, Bazooka Charlie didn't just fly above the battlefield, he led it.